Hey guys, Uncle Ray. Welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear to make informed decisions. Now guys, I do my research for me and I share with my community. And if you're tired of being lied to or not hearing the good and the bad of a project, you're going to love this channel and you are going to love this video. And when it comes to the big picture of deciding if you should take profits or if you should hodl, this video is going to help you a lot, because this is the first time in history, guys, that the average person, like the retail investor, has front ran Wall Street. People that have been in crypto for 10, 12, 14 years have made a killing. They were buying Bitcoin at $100, $1,000 or whatever. And Wall Street doesn't like that. And I'm here to tell you they are going to flip the script, because if you just surf around and listen to influencers, you're going to get wrecked, because most influencers, I'm talking about like 98% of all influencers, they do not do any real research of comparing the competition or looking at the big picture, right? No matter what, guys, the majority of these projects, especially that do have like real world utility, it's a sexy story. And if you do a deep dive and you only look at that project, you may think it's changing the world or that it's so good that you have to invest in. But if you do some deep dive of, wait a minute, who's dominating right now? Like the flow of money and cross-border payments, right? DeFi and custodial services. Who's dominating that? Guys, I'm here to tell you that this flippening is going to happen. And I'm going to show you that right now, right in front of us, if you're willing to take a look, Wall Street, the legacy banks, and the governments, primarily the U.S. government, are picking winners and losers. And they're going to dominate. And if you don't understand or do any real research of the big picture, you're going to get wrecked. And you might miss out on those big opportunities. Now, that being said, before I dive into what I want to share with you guys, I can't be more bullish. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity for everyone. I really believe the average person can change their financial future. But you got to have real information. You got to understand the game, because the big boys are here. Wall Street's here to take all the profits. And they're twice as smart. They have all the money. They can change regulation. And guys, they are front running. We think if you don't dig into what Wall Street's doing or the bank's doing, you might believe that one of your favorite projects that you're tribal about is the next big thing, is going to take over an entire sector. It's not going to happen. Guys, this is not like when Netflix came out and got rid of blockbusters, or how Uber came out and basically made cabs a thing of the past. Because Wall Street, the banks, the governments, they all have this tech, guys, every bit of it. And some of them have even better tech. They have all the customers, and they have the power, and they have the assets, like when you talk about real world assets. Anyway, I'm rambling. Hit the like button. Let's dive into what I'm talking about. Here's the flippening. Wall Street is going to go from being passive and not front running the future of crypto to absolutely dominating. And they are. I'm here to tell you, no matter what project you think that is going to change the world, like XRP or ICP or whatever it is, it's not. Quant, another phenomenal project. Guys, Wall Street is killing it in that sector because it's just software. And guess what, guys? No token needed. Almost all these projects, I'm going to tell you, no token needed. So before you buy a project, and definitely before you hodl, are you thinking, oh, I'm not going to take profits because this is going to change the world and this is the go-to token? Watch this video, and at the end, tell me what you think. All right, let's dive into it. Now, here's a perfect example. When people talk about real world assets, that's a thing. I've done countless videos, and I'll leave a link to some of them at the end. I mean, you got Mantra and Rio and many others like XRP, XLM that are moving into real world assets. And you might think that one of those projects is going to dominate, and they may. But I got news for you guys. The big boys have the assets. So think about it. They have their own projects. And if they don't have their own projects, they have their own projects that they're pushing, like Ondo Finance, right? But I want to give you a few examples. And again, let me know what you think in the comments. Now, we know that BlackRock has like $11 billion of assets under management. So wherever they put those assets in the future, when they get tokenized, they're going to already be a dominant player. That protocol, whatever that protocol is. Well, they picked a Wall Street company, Securitize. Guess what? No token needed. And their fund that's already been tokenized is killing it. So think about that, guys. When you think, like, say, XLM is going to take over the world with tokenized assets, not going to happen. Now, Visa just announced they have a tokenized asset platform. Now, I don't 100% understand the tech, but roughly what Visa has is an infrastructure that goes around the world. People think that you got to have blockchain, but we got Web 2 and Web 3, and Web 2 is doing well. They're moving money around the world, moving assets around the world. And so what Visa wants to do with their rails that they already have, they want to be able to tokenize everything and swap out stable coins all around the world with their platform. Now, I know they have some partnerships like with HBAR and stuff like that, but I really believe that in the future that every bank and every big player are going to have their own projects and their own blockchain, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Now, again, here's one of the biggest players in the world that no one has a clue about. I've made a couple of videos about it, and it's Galaxy Digital. They are one of the biggest players in tokenized assets. Guess what? No token to buy. And they have huge networks and inroads with Wall Street. And guess what, guys? When you use their rails or their system, they have $1 billion insurance policy. They guarantee it. They have liquidity pools. They have everything you need. They are one of the big boys in tokenized assets. They will probably be one of the winners. So again, keep that in mind. Look who just came out and said that they were going to start offering tokenized platforms. It's Marathon Digital, guys, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, crypto miner in the world, directly linked to BlackRock. No token to buy. Now, you might have to use Bitcoin for gas. I don't know, but either way, this is what I'm talking about. Now, here's one of their partners. It's Avant. They don't have a token, and it's going to be a power player in tokenized assets. Here's another one of their partners, Vertello V token. That token is just a tokenized platform to help corporations tokenize their assets. If you want to go through that, I highly recommend you do. Now, people don't even know who MTech is, but it's one of the most powerful finance companies that work with central banks. They have a lot of different partnerships, but again, guys, no token needed. And go surf around, guys. I highly recommend do yourself a favor, especially if you don't agree with what I'm trying to share with you. Just spend 1 hour, go through every company I mentioned, or type in who's dominating X, whatever it is. And then when you start to compare like MTech to whatever project, you'll start going, wow. Like I one time made a comment talking about how JP Morgan is totally dominating, blockchain with their private blockchain and their atomic settlement, which is the future with smart contracts, etc. Talked about how much money they move, like $11 trillion a day, and how they were going to be the future. And someone said in the comments section, they go, oh, what about Ripple? What about XRP? Well, what about them? They're like, well, obviously you didn't read the list of the 400 partnerships they have around the world with banks. I go, yeah, I read that little bitty list. But apparently, see, the difference between that guy and me is I know that JP Morgan owns like 4,000 banks around the world. They bought 396 banks from the Fed like 18 months ago in a day. They have the customers, guys. They have everything they need. They have the new tech, everything else. I'm getting sidetracked. But guys, it's literally like me thinking I have the best coffee and I'm going to take over Starbucks. It's not going to happen. Now, to speak of JP Morgan, guys, they are so far advanced. And I don't like this. I don't like anything about Wall Street or Jamie Dimon or JP Morgan. But I'm also not going to bet against them because I've done some research. And if you do the research, go to JP Morgan and Chase website and read about what they're doing and what they have been doing, guys, they got it on lockdown and they are so far advanced. They're already moving into quantum computing crypto network. And it's going to be optic cables that can't be hacked and stuff like that. It's so far advanced. A lot of people think that decentralization is the future. No, parts of it is, but no one, and I mean no one, wants to move billions or trillions of dollars decentralized. That is not the future when it comes to the big money. Now, me and you might send $1,000 or $10,000, but even people like us, would you send your net worth decentralized so that if something happened that you didn't get your money back, there's no one to call? No. The future of, say, payments, for example, is definitely stable coins, and the big money that rules the world, the trillions of dollars that move around and make the world go round, is still going to be primarily on the private blockchains through like the JP Morgans. And if you disagree, just do some research, guys, and you'll laugh at someone telling you all the money is going to run on, say, XRP. It's not even remotely a possibility. Another mega player, FIS Global, guys, they move trillions of dollars a day. They're tied in with the Fed. They have liquidity pools, instant settlements, insurance on their rails. Guess what? No token needed. Guys, a lot of times you hear in crypto that they compare a project to like Bitcoin. Oh, it's slow, or Ethereum, it's slow. They're trying to fix a problem that's not a problem anymore. It's already been fixed. I give you an example. One of the biggest lies in all of crypto was the so-called banking reset with the ISO 222 compliant tokens. I'll leave the video at the end. Guys, Swift has had a roadmap, and it's an amazing roadmap, and that switch has already been flipped. They did that like 3 months ago, guys. Swift's new Web3 service has been moving trillions of dollars a day for the last 3 months. And guess what? No XRP, no XLM, no Algorand. And if they are a part of it, they're irrelevant because the bulk of Swift is Swift. Swift is the bulk. Now, the tokens are going to be added to it over time. There might be 1,000, 10,000 different tokens involved in going in and out of Swift's network. And if you want to look at one that is going to make it, there's only two that I can really document that's doing well with this new system, and that is Link and HBAR. Link is the gateway for all those tokens. So if it's XRP, IOTA, Algorand, whoever, if they're going to be part of Swift, as it sits right now, Link is that gateway. So Link is the dominant player in the ISO sector. Now HBAR has a consensus mechanism that has a one-on-one relationship with Link. They use Link as the gateway, and when you get atomic settlement where the ledgers are involved and you won't need a token, when we start tokenizing things, and I've talked about this over and over, what the consensus mechanism for HBAR does is it verifies, like I tokenize my money, you tokenize, say, your mortgage for your house or your deed for your house, and then we put parameters in both. Hedera's consensus mechanism says Ray did what he said, verified. The other person did what they said, verified. And then you have atomic settlement, which is basically a smart contract NFT that goes on any rail. It's probably going to be like your bank's rail. And then the ledger, which is what matters, makes it happen. So anyway, guys, I know I'm rambling on, but do yourself a favor before you even remotely think about hodling or investing long-term or not taking profits. Go see what the big boys are doing, because I'm telling you, the central banks, the governments, primarily the U.S. government and Wall Street, pick winners and losers, and they have roadmaps, guys. They're killing it. Now, that being said, I can't be more bullish. All I want is to be in that top 10% and make money. 90% of people watching this are going to lose money. It's because of misinformation. You know, influencers have the problem with conflict of interest. They don't wake up in the morning to tell you the truth. They don't do deep dives on to find out who's dominating, say, cross-border payments. They just do deep dives on to grow their channel. They punch in what's trending and they go try to find something bullish, confirmation bias. And then you, because you haven't done any real research and you trust those influencers, you're thinking, oh my God, you know, the XRP and the ICP and Quant or whoever is going to take over the world. Well, no, guys, they're not. Now, they're all probably going to get their share, but I'll give you an example before I go. Just like Quant, love Quant, wonderful tokenomics, phenomenal project, but it's just software and code, guys, and there's countless companies like Codant that's killing it and taking market share away. Quant is not the leader in interoperability. And even if they do extremely well, they're not going to be the dominant player. And it's endless. I mean, endless amounts of software companies that compete with, say, Quant, your IBMs, your Microsofts, and all the countless companies that we don't even know of. They're in crypto and they are dominating. You got to understand that. Well, that being said, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section. If you need some help with your crypto portfolio, taking profits, dollar cost averaging in, or how to compare, or how to do deep dives, or have questions, I do one-on-one coaching. It's only $250 for 3 Zoom or phone calls. Let me know, and hopefully you'll take me up on that. I think it will help you out a lot. I'll leave a link down below. Now, that being said, guys, get a game plan. It's go time. I can't be more bullish. I believe if we don't have a black swan, and if the Republicans win this election, we are going to see an amazing altcoin season. So take your profits, or you'll become the profits. I don't want you to be exit liquidity for the smart money, because all these influencers are hyped you up and let you FOMO in, thinking that these projects are going to change the world and they're going to flip Wall Street. Not going to happen, guys. Anyway, that's all I got. Hit the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Do some research, guys. This is just a small part. I truly believe that right now there's more Wall Street companies dominating crypto that don't need a token and have better roadmaps and everything else than there are like foundations and companies involved in crypto that we know and love. I truly believe that. But if you don't do some research, it's going to make you make better decisions. And the opportunity's right here in front of us, but you got to be aware. You can't have bias confirmation and use confirmation bias to go do your research. And that's all I see from crypto influencers. They tell you what you want to hear. They get you to FOMO into a project. And then when that project's going against you, they just keep telling you, well, you're still getting your Lambo. Hold on. And they keep moving the goalpost on you. First they told you next week, next month. Oh, in this bull run, now they're going out 5 years. Oh, 10 years. I've had 20 years. Guys, you make life-changing gains in crypto every bull run if you're smart enough to take profits. It's not financial advice. I say that with love. Subscribe and come back and be part of this community. Take care, guys.